What it's like to be successful in Miami at age 26 with an abundant dating life, with all the money I'll ever need, with all the social satisfaction I could ever dream of. What it's like. It's not that amazing. See, a lot of you want to be successful. A lot of you want more money. A lot of you want some bad bitch to your side or bad bitches on your side. What if I told you all of those things are not as satisfying as you think they are? In fact, they will not satisfy you at all. Why? Because true satisfaction and happiness will always come from within you. Always. The reason I'm such a happy, peaceful, loving, grateful, abundant human being is not because of my material success. I know this because I know a lot of people in my position that aren't very happy and very grateful and very abundant and actually enjoy their lives. I know a lot of people like that. In fact, I'd say most people in my position are like that. They're still running around chasing after something they're missing inside. Meanwhile, I feel like I've genuinely solved the problem of life. I've genuinely solved it. And that's why I'm making this video. Because this video is a wake-up call to make you realize that achieving material success, achieving money, achieving a certain partner of some sort, all of those things will never actually solve the real problem. The real problem that you need to now start thinking about is how can you solve the problem that is loving yourself and feeling full and abundant without anything in this external world. That's the real problem you need to solve. Are you happy? Are you confident? Do you have no fear at all? If that's you, then you've solved the problem of life, because I can guarantee you, confidence, fearlessness, abundance, gratitude, these are the emotions, these are the feelings that if you have these, you can do anything. Any woman you will ever desire, you can get her. Any amount of money you've ever want, you can get it. You can make it. Any friend you want, you can attract it. Anything you want is yours. Because you've already given yourself what those things would have given you. Since you already have it, now those things want you. Right now, I'm a dating coach. And by the way, if you want to level up your dating life, link is in my description, or DM me on Instagram. Right now, I'm a dating coach. And what I teach men is I teach them how to become more self-confident. I teach them how to communicate better to women. And I teach them male-female dynamics so they can actually start building attraction in the women that they desire. That's what I do right now. But what's really funny is everything in life is the same thing. If I had to help someone lose weight, it's the same thing. I need to get that person to have more self-respect for themselves so they actually want to better their life. And I need them to believe in themselves and see them at a higher standard so they can change into somebody else. It's the same thing. You want a better woman? You have to change into a better man. For money, same exact thing too. You want more money? You need to raise your levels of self-respect and self-love. Because if you don't think you deserve 100K a year, 200K a year, 500K a year, 1 million a year, and plus, if you don't think you deserve it, that's the core problem there. Now, a lot of you might be asking, okay, but Sergio, how do we raise our levels of self-love and internal abundance? How do we raise it? Because you're just telling us that these things will give us everything, but how do we raise it? You know, this is a really deep question. Because if you can solve this question, like I said, you've solved everything in your life. Everything. It comes down to this. Do you think, act, feel? Do you think, act, and feel the way you would if you did love yourself? If you were abundant, if you were grateful, if you had no fear? Do you think, act, and feel this way? If you don't, you need to fix this. How can you start thinking differently? How can you start feeling differently? How can you start acting differently? I'll give you an example. When I walk by an attractive woman, I used to think, oh wow, she's so attractive. Oh my God, like, damn, look how bad she is. Damn, look at that ass. Wow, I would love to just fuck her. That would be amazing. These are the thoughts I'd have, right? These are the thoughts you guys have when you see a very hot girl too. You see, those thoughts, I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with those thoughts, which is like, all you're doing is placing her on a pedestal. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're thinking, oh, I would love to have her in my life. I'd love to be with her. I'd love to have access to her. You're placing her on a pedestal. Those thoughts are not aligned with the guy who actually gets that woman. They're not. What about feeling? You might see a girl like that and your heart's fucking racing and you're super nervous and you feel all like shaky. Your feelings are not aligned with the guy who gets that woman. What about acting? You don't open, you don't go say hi because you're too fucking scared or you've been conditioned to think approaching is weird or whatever. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are not aligned with the person who gets that woman, and thus you'll never get that woman. You won't. Now let's find a polarity here. When I walk by a woman, and if she was like my dream girl, let's say she was like everything I've ever wanted on an external level, right? And what I would think is I would see her and I'd be like, wow, that is a beautiful woman. Wow, that is a girl that looks like my type. That's my type. That's the kind of girl that I like. And you know what? I'm single, so I'm gonna go and say hi and see where this goes. It's not, oh my God, I'd love for her to be in my life. Oh, I would love for her to like respond to me well. I hope she responds to me well. I don't care if she responds to me well or she doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It literally doesn't matter. It doesn't. If I get rejected, I instantly laugh. It's like a thing I've trained myself to do, and now I genuinely do find it funny when it happens. So yeah, that's my thoughts. What are my emotions? What do I feel? I feel excitement. You can say I feel excitement. I'm just like, cool. Let's see where this goes. It's like this, I'm going into the unknown. I'm excited. I'm like, cool, let's see what happens here, right? Excitement. Not fear. Not fearful of shit. What's my action? This is what's interesting, guys. When your thoughts and your emotions align with the action, you end up just taking the action. So what's my action since I think and feel that way? I'm gonna go say hi. Why not? Why not? See, a lot of my life, a lot of the things I do in my life are basically, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not make more money? Why not talk to that girl that is attractive in my eyes? Why not take this action step in my career? Why not risk it all to do something else? Why not do anything? Why not? Why not, dude? Everyone has so many fucking self-limiting beliefs. That's why you haven't been successful in any domain of life. It's because you have self-limiting beliefs around money, women, success in any way, business. Bro, whatever it is, you have fucking self-limiting beliefs about your body, anything. Let's extrapolate this to a different example, which is one that I've actually also done, just like the previous one. I've also done this, which is I dropped out of college to chase my dreams and to work for this content creator that became like my mentor. And then after that, my business is doing amazing. I'm the content creator. I live by myself now. And I'm in my dream city, which is Miami. I've accomplished everything I've ever wanted, basically. Wait, what was I going with talking about my success? Oh yeah, I was extrapolating the thinking, action, and feeling example to a different thing, a different domain, which is when I dropped out of college. So I dropped out of college to chase my dreams. Okay, but why is it that I dropped out of college and a lot of you guys are still, you might be in college for something you don't believe in. You might have went to college for something you don't believe in. You might be pursuing a career that you don't believe in. You might just not be happy in your career. That's a lot of men are at that position, right? Or you have a business but it's not doing that well because you have so much self-doubt. So that's what this story is going to highlight, which is I dropped out of college at the final year of my college, okay? The final year. I could have stayed one more year to get that degree. My parents really wanted me to get that engineering degree. But guess what? Fuck what they think, fuck what they want. Because they have self-limiting beliefs. They have fear. I don't have fear. They're like, yeah, stay one more year so you can get that degree. You know, you never know. You might need it. Shut the fuck up. I don't need anything. God damn it. I don't need shit. That's like the point of the video. I don't need shit. I really don't. So I dropped out of college despite all what my parents would think, despite what anybody thought, because I chased a dream that I had, which is I wanted to be a content creator. Why? I just kind of knew I had it in me. I want to help people. I didn't want to be in the system. I didn't want to be an engineer. I didn't want to be an engineer. I saw this as my way out. You could say that was the biggest reason I did what I did. I dropped out. I said, fuck the last 4 years of my life. I said, fuck the concept of security and safety. Time to take a risk. Time to put it all on something. Time to say goodbye to my old identity and chase this dream. A content creator, which is what everyone thinks is like impossible to do. Everyone's so scared of doing this shit. Let alone be a dating coach. Right? That's a fucking interesting niche. That's a very polarizing niche. I dropped out of college and everything went well. Why did I do it? Thoughts, feelings, and actions. My thought when I wanted to drop out of college, it was, dude, I don't want to do engineering anymore because I don't want to do this my whole life. So what the fuck am I doing wasting time here? I'm going to try something different, right? So my thoughts were like, I want to try something different. What do I like to do? Well, I like to socialize. So maybe I become a social confidence kind of person and help men with dating and shit like that. Let me go work for this guy who already does it. Through him, I'm going to learn the ropes, and probably long term, I'm going to become a content creator and have my own business myself. Those are my thoughts. It all turned out to be true, by the way. My emotions. What was my emotion? My emotion was excitement, dude. I was so fucking excited to get the fuck out of college and go chase a dream. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I feel alive, dude. Fuck, everyone lives life so dead inside, man. So dead inside. I'm like, fuck that, man. Life without some sense of adventure is fucking pointless. Fucking pointless. I don't want to be secure. I don't want to, better said, I'm secure, but I don't want to depend on a system to be secure. I don't want to depend on like a corporate job to feel secure. I don't want to depend on like a 401k or my social security money to feel secure. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. I don't give a fuck. Fuck all that. I was a young man, and like all young men, I think we should all take fucking risks. And if you're not doing that, you need to wake the fuck up. Seriously. Stop being mommy's little boy and do what you want to do. Fuck what your parents want you to do, man. Seriously, man. So I chased a dream because my emotions was excitement. It was like passion. I felt fear, okay? I'm not going to act like there was no fear, but I decided to act anyways, and that's courage. So you could say I felt courage. Courage is the polarity of fear. You can say courage is what I like fully felt more than fear. I was like, fuck this, dude. I can do it. I believe in myself. I don't care if my mom doesn't believe in me. I believe in myself. I don't give a fuck. Those are my emotions. And what was my action? Well, my action is I dropped out of college and I actually fucking did it. And I actually became the content creator. I became the dating coach. I make more than what my parents make. I make more than what my whole family makes. I make more than... Bro, I make more than I make more than 99% of the people I've ever encountered in my life, probably. I'm probably 1% in earnings. Probably more. And I'm not here to brag. I'm not. I'm here to tell you that this is the ironic part. The people who are so afraid of money. And when I say afraid of money, I mean like my parents, they're like, no, don't do this risk because what if it doesn't work? Be an engineer so you can get this nice little 200K salary a year. See, they're afraid of money. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of making $0. I don't care. I'm not afraid of living a modest life. I'm not. I'm really not. Since I'm not validated by money, and since I'm not afraid, I was willing to take the risk. Because I don't care if I lost it all. I don't care. I don't care if it took me 20 years to be who I am. I don't. Because I know money will never fulfill me. I know money will never fulfill anybody. That's part of this video, right? So now that I'm in this position where I have money, 5 years ago I had nothing. And by the way, I was in debt for like the majority of my dating career, my dating coaching career. I was in debt. I wasn't making that much. I was helping so many people, but I wasn't making that much. Now, I'm making a lot more. Why? Because I have my own business. Now I'm not working for anybody else anymore, which was a whole other risky decision I had to make. I had a great job as a dating coach assistant for someone else. Great job. I was crushing it. I was the head coach. I was leagues above the other coaches. They're not even close to my level. That's just the fucking reality of it. I was doing so well. I had such a great life. I enjoyed talking to clients. I enjoyed helping guys. I had no real stress about it because I didn't have to make content because the fucking main dude was bringing in the leads and making the content. So everything's fucking chill. Everything's fine, right? I had to take a risk and leave that nest, that comfortable, secure nest, and be like, fuck this, time to get my own clients. Fuck this system, time to make my own system. Fuck the sense of security. Fuck it. Time to be my own man. So I left that nest. And guess what? Now I'm making way more money than when I was in that nest. Now I'm not in debt. I was in debt for the whole time working with that guy. I was in debt the whole time. And really, my best days are not the days I make the most money or I have the most cash in my hands or whatever. The best days of my life, dude, are the days I'm helping clients and I feel like I've made a deep connection with them. They're the days I'm with friends and we're just laughing and enjoying life, being grateful for what we have. There are days I'm playing soccer and I'm just enjoying the fucking sun and the sweat and I'm just enjoying playing soccer. There are the days I'm making these videos and I actually feel passionate about what I'm talking about. I actually feel like maybe this message will get to someone and change their life. There are days when I'm just reading and enjoying my life and drinking coffee, talking to a girl that I actually really like for some reason, and I see a potential with her. Those are the days that I enjoy. And by the way, everything I just said, I pretty much will do every fucking day. Like literally. Maybe not the girl one. You know, I'm not gonna force a relationship out of thin air. I'm not stupid. But I guess instead of what I said with that, we can replace that with speaking with some female and making her laugh and feeling the sense of like, wow, the opposite gender really likes me. See, that's a cool feeling. I used to not get that. That wasn't something I felt growing up. I got the opposite feeling. I felt rejected all the time. Now it's like I'll be in an elevator, girl's there, I'll say a fucking joke, she'll laugh, she'll leave at some point to the other floor, and then I'm just gonna kind of keep going on my day. But I know that this girl probably thought, damn, this guy's fucking cool, he's smooth. That was a funny joke. Whatever. It's cool. It's nice, man. Every man would like to be more like James Bond, would like to be more smooth, would like to feel more confident with the opposite sex. Every man would. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Yeah, man, my best days, it's every day. Every day's a fucking amazing day, bro. Every day I have more than what I've ever need. Every day I feel absolutely grateful. Every day I feel abundant. And I want you to feel the same way because you don't need anything but what I just said. You don't. If you have self-love and self-confidence, everything else fixes itself, dude. Everything. Everything. That's why when I help guys with dating and their confidence, their dating lives not only skyrocket, but their work life skyrockets because next thing you know, they feel like they need a promotion, or they leave their job and they do their own business, or they start content, or whatever. Their life starts to like trickle down and get better and get better and get better. It's all about your confidence. It's all about your mentality. It's all about you believing in yourself. That's what it's all about. That's what I learned. Becoming successful at 26. That's what I learned. And if you want to level up your mindset, your confidence, you want to remove all these subconscious fears you have, all this negative programming you have, and you want to attract a dream woman, a dream partner, beautiful woman, you want to improve in this area of your life by becoming that man, link is in my description to apply to work with me personally. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram, Serge J. Chavez. That is it for this video, guys. That was a fun video. Hope you guys liked it. I'm sure you did if you're watching it at this moment. What I'm going to do now is drink some water, maybe film another YouTube video for my main channel, and then go play soccer because it's a beautiful day, bro. Look at this shit, man. Let's have a great day, guys, all right? Peace.